So the UK is in a pretty bad situation right now. It feels like almost every week we are hearing about some sort of stabbing, shooting, or some sort of violent, heinous crime going on, and it doesn't seem like the situation is getting any better. And if you're new to this channel, or you are a returning subscriber who hasn't watched in a while, although we've built a lot of this subscriber base talking about professional fighting, influencer fighting, a lot of the recent content in the last year or so has been about real world situations, and it's because the world is becoming a very dangerous place, especially here in the UK. And I've got two little boys, one of them is 5 years old and the other one is 9 months old, and when I see stories like this going on every single day, I worry for their safety, so I felt compelled to cover this story. So on November the 1st, a few days ago, a mass stabbing occurred here in the UK in a place called Huntingdon, which is in London, and a man boarded the train and basically just started attacking all the passengers. Now, the police have ruled this out as a terrorist motive, basically because the guy was British born. However, there has been a lot of British born criminals in recent times who have certainly committed crimes that align with motives, let's say, but we're not really here to debate that fact. We're here to talk about the reality of the world right now and what you can do about it as an individual. Right, so here's some CCTV footage of what went down.
Passengers running for their lives at Huntingdon Station. They've just been trapped on a train where 11 people were stabbed. A man armed with a knife, dressed in all black, marching down the platform towards the terrified travellers.
Move now. Ladies, run, please, run.
The knifeman jumping a fence as emergency sirens draw closer. This is the moment police swooped. Officers tasering the suspect and recovering a knife at the scene.
Within 8 minutes of the 999 call being made, 2 men were brought into police custody.
Pretty chilling stuff. Right now, 8 minutes to get on scene and apprehend the suspect, the criminal, the rat. 8 minutes is a long time. I don't want to be critical of our police. I know I've got a few police who subscribe to this channel, and I respect the good police officers out there, and I know that you're just trying to work within a crumbling system right now. But 8 minutes, a lot can happen in that time. A lot of people can die in that time. And I just think we're living in a time where we can no longer really depend on the police and the government to protect you. I believe as time goes on, the message of being able to handle yourself and taking matters into your own hands sometimes, I think that message just only gets louder and gets stronger. And I'm not saying go out there and be a vigilante whatsoever. I'm just saying that if something like this happens, you've got no one to depend on apart from yourself. Even if we look at it from the aspect of like, well, that was just one guy on a train full of people. They could have all rushed him and they could have controlled him very easily. However, some people might have got hurt within that altercation, so I understand that it's not that simple, and I'm not saying that in that situation that I would jump on the guy. I don't really know what to do in that situation, but even there, you can't depend on the 20, 30, 40, 50 people that are around you. If you're backed into a corner, have you got the ability to find a way out of it? And once again, I know it's not that simple. I know there's a lot of nuance to this argument, but I'm just saying, let's say you know how to box and you're backed into a corner, at least you have the ability to neutralize the threat pretty fast and pretty efficiently. Not guaranteed, of course, but the cards are stacked in your favor a little bit more than someone who doesn't really know what they're doing, or someone who's got no physicality about them. Now, I've just realized further details have came out that one of the staff members of the train station or on the train prevented this situation from getting worse. Here's the interview with him.
Well, one of the heroes on board the train on Saturday night has told ITV News how he came face to face with the attacker. Stephen Crean said he tried to hold the knifeman back for as long as he could to help others escape. He managed to get into a toilet to hide, but not before suffering many injuries to his hand and head. Stephen told Shaun about the moment he was confronted and a warning that he describes details of the attack, which he may find upsetting.
All of a sudden, this like long knife, extra large sort of knife sort of thing, it was very big. And he pulled that out and started waving it about, and he said, "Do you want to die?" About 3 times he shouted. And
Stephen Crean was heading home from a football match when he saw other passengers fleeing Saturday evening's attacker and decided he would have to be the one to stop him.
It was after Peterborough. The doors behind me opened on the train, and a girl ran by and she shouts, "There's the man with a knife, a big knife." And as far as I remember, there was 2 or 3 people ran past. And in my eyes, he's not getting past me no matter what. Because I remember the people running past and they were a lot younger than me as well.
Most people would run away from that sort of danger, but you run towards it.
That's all I can do. I didn't back off. I could have run the other way. But where am I running into? And I'm running away from him. Why? Why should I? I grabbed in his arm, and I think that is when, like, my hand and stuff got caught up with the blade and stuff, because it's sharp. It's like a sword type of thing, you know. And that's where that sort of thing. And then he started, when I let go of that, he's having a little swing at this and that. He's probably gone for my head, which just caught me on the top there. And as the police said, it went to the bone.
In total, Stephen was stabbed 6 times. He'll now need plastic surgery on his left hand. Despite that, he's reluctant to call himself a hero.
I think there's much more bigger heroes than me. You know, you have the medics, the police and all that, the people that helped me.
You probably did stop him from getting 2 people further down the train.
Yeah,
How does that feel?
Yeah, it's good feeling. That's it. It makes that put a smile on my face, end of the day. You know, I knew what I had to do. He's not getting past me. Why should I let him get past me?
What a man. Feel a little bit emotional watching that as well, just because you can see how much it's traumatised him and how much it's affected him. He said, I'm not letting him get past me. Why should I? That's a hell of a mindset, that. Good on him. And he said he's not a hero. There's far greater heroes than him. Mate, what you did was very brave. People are talking about setting up a little bit of a GoFundMe for this guy just because he's probably going to be out of work for quite some time. And I hope people can do that, because it's about time that we start rewarding people like this. And I mean, even when you take a look at this guy, it kind of goes against me message. He's no boxer. He's probably not trained. He's got no real physicality about him, but he just had the mindset to step in and do something about it. So there you go. There's my narrative shattered, but you guys know what I mean. It's obviously going to help you if you have some skills, and then obviously combined with this sort of mindset, then, you know, that's only a good thing. And what's even crazier about this situation is this little rat was already known to police for previous crimes and stuff like that, and apparently he wasn't investigated or those crimes weren't followed up on, yet the police are out here arresting people for stuff that they're posting on social media. There's proper 2-tier policing going on, and the country is absolutely in shambles right now. And also it gets worse. Footage emerged of this criminal rat going into a barbershop with a knife the night before this train stabbing incident, and here's that footage.
Come, live.
Absolute madness. Also, this lad in the grey, what's he doing? He just doesn't give a crap. Now, maybe he is a boxer, or maybe he was thinking in his head, if this guy comes close, I'm going to do something. But this guy is quite brave. He stood there and he's just a customer. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know if this is an attack on the barbershop or someone within the barbershop. And see the other guy to the left over there by this wall. And I think this little criminal rat was probably put off by the fact that these 2 lads were standing there, almost waiting for them to do something. They weren't running away. They didn't express too much fear. And people like this who go around with knives and weapons, the cowards, the absolute cowards. And the reason why I feel so strongly to share this sort of content is because I had a little bit of an incident when I was younger. I used to work in a bar as a glass collector when I was 17, and I used to make about £3 an hour. I didn't get any tips, and I'd only work from like 10 PM till 3 AM. But then if I had to get a taxi by myself, it would be like £10. So it'd wipe out my entire night's wages unless I shared a taxi with someone. And this one night, there was no one to share a taxi with. So me, being a stupid 17-year-old, started walking home. And it's about 4 or 5 miles. I don't even know really, but it'd take a couple hours to do, or like an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 40 minutes if I'd do a little jog here and there. And as I was walking down this road called Scotland Road, for anyone who is from Liverpool who watches my channel, some little rat came running across the street behind me. Didn't even see him until the last little moment, and then I heard footsteps behind me, and I turned round, and it was a guy with a mask up and a hood up, and he had a knife, and he just started shouting stuff at me, saying, "You stabbed my kids, you attacked my kids," and I was just like, whoa, what? I didn't know what was going on. I just held my hands out and was just watching the knife, and a part of me was thinking, just elbow him and run, but I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, I don't know, I was just overwhelmed. I was a young kid, and I just remember thinking, keep distance between him. If he goes for me, I'm just going to run away. And I just remember saying to him, "Lad, I haven't stabbed anyone, I've just came from work," and then he just put the knife away and ran away. But I absolutely shit myself, and I rang me mum to come and pick me up. Oh my days, scary stuff. And even now when I walk down the street and I'm with me little boy, and there's people like this guy, shady looking characters who are walking in my direction, you know, I get on edge a little bit, and I look and I think, what have you got in your pockets there? Why are your hands in your pockets? I've seen videos where people are walking down the street and they just go boom and slice someone or stab someone or punch someone or even punch a kid. I covered one of those clips in one of my last videos where some random migrant fella goes like that, bang, and punches a baby. Like, the world is absolutely screwed right now, and it has got me on edge. I can't even go to Nando's without sitting me back against the wall and looking round. I'm paranoid. Look, something needs to change, but the message of these videos is to always just look, guys, be aware. Try and make sure that you can handle yourself. Unfortunately, in the UK, stuff like pepper spray isn't even legal. There's no real legal way of defending yourself other than if someone attacks you first, you can throw a few punches. That's about it. If someone breaks into your home and you punch them, you could go to jail. It's mad. And we even had this happen the other day as well. London dog walker killed by an Afghan asylum seeker. 45-year-old fella just out walking his dog, stabbed multiple times. All for what? This country is just descending into madness. And then I get little emotional rats in me DMs saying that I'm racist for pointing this out. Do you know what? If that's you, fuck you. I don't care anymore. This is the reality right here. You can't change it. And thank God for independent media, because the majority of the media want to twist the narrative and change it into something it's not, or leave out key details. But all I'm asked about, and all you guys should be asked about, is just making sure that your family is safe and that if something happens, you're somewhat capable. So there you go. Another dose of reality. Me thoughts and prayers are with the victims of these stabbings and with this guy's family who got attacked walking the dog. And big shout out to that guy who tried to take on the attacker. So let me know all your thoughts down below. If you like this type of content that's grounded in reality, real world situations, then maybe check out this video. And here's another one that YouTube thinks you'll like. Appreciate yous. See yous on the next one.